Greetings, this is Simon and welcome to Civilization 5 Brave New World. Now, we had a good thing going last time with Assyria, but unfortunately we had to completely wipe all the hard drives and reinstall the operating system on this computer, and the saves were not in the clouds or anything, so we will have to restart something else. However, I did show that you can have some success with very early aggression. So what I was thinking about now is, let's first go into advanced setup. We do want the game pace to be at least epic. Otherwise, I think it's pretty good here, and we want the resources to be the legendary start. I think. So now we can go back and we can pick a leader here. And this time I thought what we were going to either have something that's an advantage when it comes to city-states, or tourism, or just generally. We could make, for example, a dedicated tourism game, and I could show you some tricks on how to do that. But what I think is that we are going to pick a civilization that has some nice advantages, but nothing really too specific. No units that are too early. No buildings that are too specific, and nothing that really requires us to be on another continent or anything like that. I mean, one of the things that is problematic, for example, is that you really shouldn't make any more than 3 big cities, and then you might have to conquer a couple of enemies' capitals in the mid-late games, and you may have to put down another city in order to get coal, and that is pretty much all the cities you can handle. So anything that counts as you must have extra cities somewhere, for example also Spain, that is an example of something that's really specific. They have a conquistador that is a fighting unit, but that also can make a city on a new continent. But of course you wouldn't want to make cities on a new continent normally. And also you get double the tallies from natural wonders, which also means that if they found a good natural wonder really close to the first city, they really get a boost. But they might not. So what I'm actually going to try here is something along the line of Portugal or Sweden, Babylon. The Mayans are really a bit too good. Maybe the Egyptians. Right, so let's pick Portugal, that we haven't done yet. So we will check out exactly what is needed for those
sovereign of the Portuguese people.
special
As the first ever Queen
units.
Regnant of Portugal, It was your wise stewardship that protected the royal court
once
from
we
the
are loaded
incursions
in the
of
game.
Napoleon,
Now we're gonna
establishing a
have our
safe
first
haven
few
in
turns.
Brazil to preserve the integrity of Portuguese rule.
We would of course want to be uh, on the coast, which we are. Now both these also are on the coast, and putting it here means we have access to the wheat and the wine and that one. Yeah. So here I actually it's a decent move to move there. We'll do our first research soon, and we will continue to look around. This is a pretty good spot for Lisbon. So this is one more expansion in either of those directions. Of course we need the correct tech, so it's no hurry yet, but we have two different luxuries here, and here we have wheat, that's very good, we have fishes, and we have those deers, which also means that we have lots of nice little buildings, or not buildings, tiles, that could give us 2 food here. We have 2 of those, 2 food and 1 wheat. And here we have 1 food, 2 production rather. 2 food, 1 production here. So it looks pretty good. And an immediate barbarian encampment. And our first research project. Pottery seems even more important than normal, because when I have the granary, the wheat and the deer actually each gives +1 food. And I don't need to actually build a farm or anything for that to happen. Okay, looking pretty good. Now what we're going to do here is to check out Portugal. Their unique unit here is the Now, and that is a naval melee unit that requires astronomy. So it's a bit far in. So the abilities is exotic cargo, extra sight, withdrawal before melee. So when I'm adjacent to a foreign tile, to gain gold and XP based on a distance from the capital, but only once. Well, that's a nice little money boost. Nothing else. Okay. And we have our unique improvement that requires navigation. So we know kind of what line of the tree we are going to go up for when we are going towards the Renaissance. We're going to go to astronomy navigation And this one is something I can build inside the areas of the city-states, and then I will get their luxury resources. So I predict that happiness won't be a really big worry. Since I found this one pretty soon, I might actually be able to beat this one before he spawns another one. That is very rare that you are actually able to do that. And I'm thinking about what I am going to build. Probably a scout after the monument. I mean, starting with a monument is like almost starting with a monument is almost a given. There might be some rare cases that where you want to start with a scout, especially if you have barbarian huts on, or what do you call it, ancient ruins. Of course, I don't have the ancient ruins on because it's just too unbalanced and it's not fair, for example, to it's not fair to a civilization that actually makes an effort being religious, like the Celts. There is Babylon. It's not really fair to the Celts that someone can just stumble upon one religious city-state and then one ancient ruin that gives them faith, and then they are lucky and have terrain around them so they can really pass them in religion. So the Celts, who has the main advantage in the religion, gets passed by the Swedes or someone, right? That's kind of the reason. And the only civ that kind of suffer for it is the Shoshone. And that is bad, but what are you gonna do? Now I'm gonna take kind of a long way here, back, and heal up. So, Scout does seem like pretty good. I did check production. Okay. Perhaps gonna go on this one hill before we go back. We can get there next turn, and we will. Now in Lisbon we will move here first off to get to at least 3 citizens. It's pretty good. There. We will soon have our scout as well. And also our kind of rush build our granary, which will of course mean that we can have some of the guys working the early mines. That was pottery. Now sailing, something we want to get to pretty soon. However, mining is something that we want to get to very soon as well, since we want the production going. here and later here. So I think mining, then writing. Calendar is also one of these early, but perhaps mining first. We now have our scouts, and we will build a granary, and I think we will try to build this granary as quick as possible. And this is because, of course, that once we have it, we get even more food. So in the end, we will grow faster. So it is 11 turns instead of 12. Well, no, doesn't seem like that is worth it, actually. That's just too bad. We will pause here very soon and see what we can do here. Here's some gold. Gold is always nice. I don't know if I'll be building anything that's not coastal for my main cities. And our first policy, that is just fantastic. So what we'll do here is to send this guy out, and send this guy here, and then we will save our game here, and we'll see you next time where we will discuss the appropriate policies, and we'll see how we will continue. Thank you very much.